9E, St. Andrews West Community Center. Motion please.
Moved by Councillor Primo, seconded by Deputy Mayor Hart, that council directs staff to proceed with the preparation of a request for proposal, RFP, for architectural and engineering services for the design of a new fire station in St. Andrews West, namely the replacement of Station 4.
Council, here to vote.
Mr. Mayor, may I ask for recorded vote, please?
Recorded vote required. Any comments from members of the council? Questions? Councilor Wally.
Mr. Mayor, I want to acknowledge staff's efforts to, first off, to put this report together. It's a huge report. It's got a lot of information in it. It's a lot of hard work and time. It certainly didn't lead me where I had hoped it would lead me. I recognize and believe that we need to move forward with this fire hall, but I also believe that we need to find a way to also continue to work for the community with regards to the community center. The fire hall is a priority. I believe we have to replace it for the safety of both people and our employees who are the firemen. But I also believe that the community needs to work in a direction towards a community center of some type, and I'm hoping that this is not construed as the end of their community center, but it might be built at a later date at another location.
Thank you. Your comments? Anybody? All right, Deputy Mayor Hart, and I have Councilor Smith.
Mr. Mayor, I'm wondering if we get clarification on the necessity to move forward on the fire station. Like, I mean, if we delay this, what's the consequences of that? So is there something, can Ross talk to that, I'm sure, or?
Joe. Joe, please.
I believe that the only issue we would have is that there was something structurally that would happen in the current Station 4 and the expense that it would bring. And that's been identified that there is asbestos in that building. If there was any contractor work to be done in the building, obviously it becomes a lot more expensive to do work in that building. There are some other issues, but I think the biggest issue is the roof right now. It's in a state where we're not sure how long it's going to last. It is leaking quite extensively. We have put a bit of a band-aid on it lately, but not sure how long it's going to last. That would be my biggest concern. If it was something that happened to be built in the near future, that it could be an expense, a lot more than we want to pay. Is it the type of money we want to put in the building, that it's going to be demolished in a very short time?
Councilor Smith.
Thank you. I'm going to have to be in agreement with Councillor Waldrop in a lot of ways that I believe that, forgive me, I'm going to call it the 138 corridor of our township, needs a community hall. I've always said that. I said that long before I became a politician, and I still believe that. I think the committee that's formed, they're anxious for this to happen. And I think that they were misled maybe at one time that it would be a priority. And now they're not seeing it that way, and I have to agree with them. Because of the size of this project and the importance of this project, I feel that we need to give just a little bit more time to try to solve things and come to an understanding of how we're going to move forward on this. Like once again, for the size of it, for another 2-3 weeks, to give the committee and St. Andrews area a chance to rebut what they've read. Some of the comments that I received, and I have to agree with them, is that they didn't get a chance to see this report until it was too late for them to ask for another speaker. I'm going to go with option 2 on this myself, because I believe that they should have a chance to rebut against the information that they've got.
The motion refers to option 1, so council has the right to accept, defeat, defer. That'll be the options. Deputy Mayor Hart.
Well, just for clarification, Mr. Mayor, there's no understanding that like that, maybe a misconception out there that there was money put aside for any community hall. As far as I've been in council now almost 11 years, and I'm not aware of any money that is ever put aside for any community hall. So, you know, any decisions always have to come to council here. And never have we ever talked about moving forward on any community hall, so, that I'm aware of. So, yeah, I just want that clarification that there was never, ever money put aside for community hall.
Thank you. Councilor Primo.
At the current fire hall in St. Andrews, there is a room. What is the size of that room?
It's 1,050 square feet.
And in the new plan, is there a plan to include a room such as there is currently?
Approximately 1,000 square feet.
Okay, so basically replacing it. I understand where the citizens of St. Andrews are coming from.
I can just clarify that.
Sure.
That's the design that we use from the Walter Firehall. I'm not sure that's going to be the design that we use as we move forward with the new Firehall. So those numbers could change for the new one.
So are you saying that those numbers could go up as well as
Possibly.
down?
Possibly.
What effect would delaying this project? I can't imagine that 2 weeks would make a difference. I'm seeing that if it's going to make a difference, I would guess that a month or 6 weeks, what effect would that have on the project?
Right now, I don't believe that it would have any effect on it. The only time it would have an effect on it is if we were to proceed to build, possibly in the fall and continue in the winter. As the cost of construction is going to be a lot higher in the winter than it would be in the summer.
Okay. I just have
It's too important.
the residents of St. Andrews did have an opportunity to meet with administration. And I'm wondering, that meeting from the notes here took place April 19th. I'm just wondering how much notice the citizens were given that the meeting would take place and how the meeting was scheduled in.
Yeah, Betty, please.
Okay, just to answer Councilor Primo's question, I tried to get in touch and actually left messages with the spokesperson, Mr. Earl DePass, on the Thursday prior to. When we spoke on Friday, Mr. DePass suggested the Tuesday meeting date at 10 a.m. And that's what's come forward from Mr. DePass, and I said, sure. And from my conversation with him, he was expecting me to call, and that they were basically ready to go.
Further questions?
Mr.
Mayor Hart.
Just on clarification of the square footage we're talking about for that little meeting hall. Presently, we've got it at 1,050 feet?
Yes,
Square
square
feet? Square feet, and we're looking at 1,100, so we're increasing it by 50 square feet.
If we use the design that.
If we use the design. Okay, so it's a small increase to what we had before. Is what we're looking at. Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Betty, please.
Perhaps Ross could speak to, Director of Public Works, just speak to the RFP for architectural and engineering. Isn't that what that would in fact do, is to start from scratch?
Yeah, that is our intent, is that the recommendation is that we would go to RFP for architectural engineering services. Basically, the chief and his group would decide what the requirements were. We looked at the Ben Walter, and we kind of based some of our ideas on the Ben Walter Fire Station because it's not exactly what we're looking for. So the intent is to go to RFP for engineering and architectural services, design a building that we need, and go ahead, who's attending.
Councilor Smith, and Councilor Walters.
So what I'm understanding is that it's not too late to add this community hall to the design of a new fire building and to make this mutually satisfying to both the fire department and its needs and the community that's because that's needing the community hall.
I would suggest, Councilman, that I know people in the back of the room here are waiting for me to say something or say nothing, I'm sure. But the question we have here, the council will have to deal with is what size? What is the square foot for this hall?
This
I mean,
is
the
why
suggestion is-
I'm going to,
The suggestion is much
for
higher.
option two.
Pardon me?
This is why I was going to ask for option two.
I said to you, you'll have the option here in a few minutes here to go that way. If council decides to carry the motions on the table, then option two will not be brought forward tonight. Doesn't say they still can't talk to that. Council Walker.
Couple more comments, Mr. Mayor. Sorry, I didn't realize it was working. The deputy mayor is correct. There hasn't been, at least not in the last 4 years, any discussion about setting money aside for the community hall. She's absolutely correct, and I agree with her there. There's a couple of issues here. One, if we build this community hall attached to the fire hall, there's going to be an additional cost for the type of building it has to be. Am I correct in saying so, staff?
Any building attached to the fire hall would have to be built to disaster standards according to the building code.
Okay,
I
well,
can't speak to the building code, unfortunately, that's Hilton's.
yeah, I'm not asking you to speak of building code, but that would be required, which should be an additional cost.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's one thing I think we better keep in the back of our minds. It's sounding like we believe that a decision of this magnitude can be reached in a couple more weeks or a month. In all fairness, I personally believe there's a lot more research to be done towards a community hall and the building of the community hall than can be accomplished in 3 or 4 weeks. So we're either going to build a fire hall or we're going to sit tight, but we have to make sure that we remember that there's additional cost to attaching this building to the fire hall. We may be able to build a community hall much cheaper and more efficient if it were not attached to this fire hall. So I think we need to keep that in mind when we're looking at costs and that